Now let's welcome him to the stage.
That's a few years ago. It's my high school yearbook photo. It's interesting. I always joke and say that's actually not me. It's my twin brother who's on TV. I'm a shy guy. I'm actually more introverted than extroverted. Donald Trump is the original extrovert. I haven't ever told this story publicly, but I live in Palm Beach, and I also have an office in New York, and I'm a member of the President's Club Mar-a-Lago, so I've known him for many years. And he had a standing rule. Anytime I wanted to come to New York, I could fly on the plane with him, or vice versa, coming down to Florida. And I would occasionally fly with him through the years. And one day, I'm sitting at the dining table on the jet, that beautiful 757 he has, and he walks by and he says, "You want a Coke?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll have a Coke." So he goes back to the guy, and that's the type of guy Donald Trump is. He'll go and serve someone a Coca-Cola. And he comes back and he gives me the Coca-Cola and he says, "Chris, I've been thinking about this. You really should be on television." Now this is about 8 years ago. I said, And he said, no, you're really good. You should go. I think you're going to be very good on TV. And I said, well, it's not me. I don't really want to be on TV. And he said, well, you got to be comfortable doing it. I said to him, of course, "You're the best." Of course, he liked that on television. Although irony would have it now, these years later, I go on quite a bit, and not all the time, but sometimes I run a company, so it's not easy to go on television. But when I think the press is making up total lies about the president, and I'm somebody that's known him, for instance, the latest allegations that he's a racist. I've known the man, first met him 20 years ago. When he said he's the least racial, he was actually telling the truth, because I've met a lot of people in business, and I think most people are trying to reach out and be racial inclusive. The president has an incredible track record of bringing people together in his businesses, in his private life. He opened up all his clubs and properties, and the management on his TV show, The Apprentice. So when all this media spin comes out, I can give some clarity to him and to the public, and I'll do it because I think it's important for the country. I'm not as good a singer as this man. I don't speak Chinese as well as Leland. I don't even speak it at all. I'm not very good at languages. I do think one of my attributes or abilities is picking people and seeing people. And I was one of the early people. The president referenced Newsmax, but we were really the earliest ones to take him seriously. And I took him seriously almost from the day I met him, that this man could be president. And that was back in 1999. And I see this lady, Lin Pan, and her husband, who's here with us. They are terrific people. Look what they've accomplished in a very short period of time in this country. They are the embodiment, in my mind, of the American dream. And all of us share in this desire to make not only our lives better, but the lives of our country and our countrymen better, and of the whole world. So this get-together today, I'm very honored to be with you today. I'm honored to be with Lin. We've been now in 2 countries. We've been in China together, now here. People are going to start talking about us. We keep traveling together. But I want to thank you all for coming, and all I would say is, all this news you're hearing, keep an open mind, and occasionally go to Newsmax for the other side of the story. Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Hold on for a second. Chris, come on up just for one more second. Lin would like to give you an award. Since she's already married, she can just give you the award.
Can you explain a little bit about
okay.
this river?
Okay. Well, as you can see, there's a Asian logo on the plaque. And I know Chris how many years?
40.
40 years.
I'm not that old.
I'm the one that's old. We met 40 years ago.
No, probably, yeah, sometime 35, probably.
35, okay.
Equivalent.
You'd never know I was 94. But Chris started his business really from scratch. I mean, I watched him do it, so I know that he did. And people like Chris and some of the other people here, the Asian
Yes.
version of Chris Ruddy, these are people that really did not come from wealth. Chris was one of 14 children.
Yeah, so we are kind of similar. All come from, not a wealthy family.
Some people thought he was a Hasidic Jew. There were so many kids in the family. And Chris has really made a tremendous success. And the greatest thing about Chris is he doesn't forget his friends.
That's true.
He remembers where he came from. He's a graduate from Long Island Chaminade High School. And we've had a long friendship. And occasionally he takes me to Peter Luger's. But everybody, let me just read this. This is from the Asian American Business and Culture Exchange Society. And it says, American Asian Friendship Award, presented to Christopher Ruddy, Newsmax Media, January 2018. So let's have a hand for Chris.
Thank you.
What's next?
Okay. Next, I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the dinner. So they're gonna take the orders right now.
Men are used to taking orders.